Happy Monday, beautiful. I know this is a weird angle, but I have you propped up in a very weird way. I wanted to, before I start meal prepping, to talk to you guys about what's going on, because today is Monday and I got a new job. I was so embarrassed to tell you guys that, because honestly, this is my third job since I've lived in Nashville, and I've lived in Nashville for 1 year and 10 months. So I felt so, I don't know, I guess I felt foolish, felt embarrassed. I love living in Nashville. This was the best thing I could have done for my life, but this job thing was just so bad, and I've been so hard on myself. I really felt like I've just done something so wrong, and I just have been embarrassed, and I didn't tell you guys. But I just decided that, first of all, that's stupid, because if you're in a bad relationship, you should get out. It doesn't matter. Hold on, let me see if this will be is that better? Much better. So it doesn't matter if you're in a bad relationship or what kind of relationship it is. You just shouldn't be in it. And bad may be great for someone else, but horrible for you. And the last position was that, like I've said before, I probably would have stayed in my first position had they not moved away from my part-time job, which was so important to me. And so this job that I have now, I've actually switched companies. And you guys know I was really afraid to do that because it would take me away from my part-time job, which I love so much, and it has changed my life so much. I've done exceptionally well with a part-time job, and y'all want to know something? I got a raise at that part-time job. What? I was so shocked. I even said to my manager, I was like, I haven't been here a year yet. She was like, well, that's okay, you're doing great, and we want to make sure you stay. So I was like, girl, I was already not going nowhere. I was moving my whole life around this job, but now I ain't going nowhere. I'm going even less than I was thinking about going before. So it is so weird, because I was thinking I would be in Nashville for about 3 years and I could move somewhere else. Definitely don't want to go back to Memphis, but I could move somewhere else. But now I'm like, I don't know if I'm leaving Nashville for a good long time. Plus, I really love my apartment. But anyway, I was truly embarrassed, but I did find something, you guys. I found something great. It was so great that I had to enlist cousin Paula and my friend Keisha to really help me. No, ma'am. No. I'm sorry. No. Get down. Okay. Blackberry. Ooh. Anyway, so I had to enlist them two to make sure that I wasn't in some sort of pipe dream situation, because the job that I have now is my full-time job. It is 30 hours a week, which means technically it's part-time. It pays more an hour than my last two jobs, but it's fewer hours. So that means a little less money. Now, it is full benefits: medical, dental, vision, life, 403B, because it is a private company, and paid time off. You guys, I was like, before they even offered me the job, I knew I had it. I knew this was my job. There was no way I would be presented with an opportunity like this if it wasn't for me. So when the HR rep called me to talk to me about the job, because I had applied for it online, she called me and she said that it was 30 hours a week. Is that okay? I don't know why I said yes, because you guys know my financial situation, and I'm knowing it's going to be less money because it's less hours. I said, yes, I'm interested, and she said, you will have to travel 10 days a year. Is that okay? I was like, yes, that's okay. But I asked her questions about the travel because of Blackberry, and my mind went straight to, if I'm making less money, how am I going to board her for those 10 days? Go somewhere. Anyway, so I was like, how am I going to board her? So I just told the HR rep yes to everything because in my mind I was like, I would rather talk to the actual location, talk to the people, because I know that they could really answer my questions better than the HR rep could. So she asked me, was it okay for me to for her to pass my name on? I told her yeah. So when the young lady called me for the job, I was asking her a ton of questions. And so finally she said, would you just like to come in and talk to me? And I said yes. So I went in and talked to her. The location was still close to my part-time job. So there are 5 lights. There are 5 stoplights between my new full-time job and my part-time job. So I peeped that out when I went, and one of the things they told me is that parking was right downstairs and it was free and it was covered. And I was like, okay, that's a little bit less back onto my check, because now I don't have to pay for parking and it's really close. And we talked about the 10 days of travel in January. So every January I have to travel for 10 days, and then in May I'll have to travel for about 4 days. And so I was like, okay. And I was like, well, what is the pay range? And so she told me the pay range, and I was like, okay. So I told her I was still interested. No, I didn't tell her I was interested at that time. I came home, I prayed about it, I wrote down all the pros and cons, and I just told God that I am tired. I'm truly exhausted in every area of my life. I'm exhausted physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. I'm exhausted. So I was talking to God, and I was like, I don't know how much more I could do this by myself. Becoming debt free, working all these hours, and in my previous job being in such a hostile environment, I was like, I need a break. I need a break. Whew, I needed a break so bad. And on top of all of that, me trying to get a break and figure out the job situation and working for less hours, I talked to cousin Paula and I talked to my friend Keisha. I was like, this is the opportunity. They haven't asked me yet, but I know this is my job, so I need you guys to be objective and help me make sure that I'm not just living some sort of pipe dream, that I am thinking clearly. So Paula's initial reaction was, you can't do that. So I asked her why, and she was like, you have too many bills. And I was like, well, actually I don't have as many bills anymore. All those medical bills are gone, all those credit cards are gone, and at the time I think I owed like $1,600 on my car. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah. She was like, okay, write down everything that you have to live. So I wrote everything down, and then she said, what does that add up to? And I told her. She was like, what's the least amount of money you can accept from them? Write that out, tally that up, and do all the math. And we did all the math, and in my mind, the amount of money that I need to make, I would be $25 short a month. Go somewhere. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so to live, and that's everything from my rent to Blackberry's food to getting my hair cut, and to me going to the Goodwill. You guys know, follow me on Instagram, you know I'm about that Goodwill life. So we put everything in there. I'll be $25 short a month if they gave me the amount of money that I was asking for in my head. And so she was like, that does not include your part-time job. I said, no, I haven't even got paid from the part-time job yet based on this list. She was like, you definitely need to take that one. Same thing with my friend Keisha. She was like, girl, you need to take that. You need to take that. So when they called and offered me the job, they offered me more money than that base amount that I was thinking that I needed to survive. Well, when I was on the phone, she was like, it's part-time, it's 30 hours. This is how much we're going to offer you. We really want you, so we want you to think about it and let us know what you want to do. And so I said to them, I was like, well, since it's just 30 hours a week, can I have Mondays off? and she was like, the lady who was offering me the position said, hold on, let me go ask your manager. So she came back and my manager got on the phone and she was like, that's not a problem. Yeah, you can work just Mondays, Tuesday through Friday. And I was like, okay, then I accept. She was like, you want to think about it? I wanted to say, girl, I ain't been doing nothing but thinking about it. I ain't been doing nothing but thinking about it and talking about it. So I accepted the job. I've been there for a month. Our company puts on an annual conference for an academic organization. So say, for instance, you're an accountant and you go to an accountant annual association meeting. Our company puts that on. I'm in charge of all the exhibitors. So that is my title, exhibit manager. So the conference is every January. So there are actually little conference inside of a big conference and then another conference, smaller conference that goes on in May. So our company just puts on conferences for this one specific area of academia. So all the women that work on my particular team, so there are about 12 people in the whole company, and my particular team is a 4-person team, and I make the 4th person. The other 3 women, they all go to church together. So when I tell you, this is by the place I took, went to church with them too. She just has 2 small elementary school children, and her being gone for those 10 days every January when they were out of school was not good for her or her family. And then again in May, when it was time for her kids to get out of school, she was having to go to this other conference. So she did it for 3 years. Her children just got a little bit older and it just wasn't working for her. They still are in elementary school, so she just couldn't do it anymore. So y'all, I don't go to anybody's church. Nobody's church. So the fact that I got in on this, I told them the other day, I was like, I feel like I done stepped into a secret society. And people don't leave this job unless it's something like that. The other people that were in the position were there for 40 years, 32 years, 38 years. My manager has been there 16 years. The assistant manager has been there for 13 years. The young lady that I shared office space with she's only been there 3 years because she took the place of the person who retired like after 42 years. And she went to church with them. They've been knowing each other for years, so she just needed a part-time job. Her friend offered it to her. She got it, so I got in. I feel like I got into college. I got in because this is a job that you kind of dream about. If you're someone like me, I'm not a person that needs to be a manager or director. I don't care about none of that. I'd really just rather spend more time on YouTube and writing a blog and writing recipes. I'd rather be much more creative than worrying about my title at work. And so that is why I'm off on Mondays. I got in. So I feel so much better already, you guys. I'm so rested today. Today is Monday the 5th, and I'm so rested. I have a video going live today. I just got back from the grocery store. I filmed that. That'll go up the day before you see this. This is what I came to Nashville for. This is me changing my life. So I wanted to let you know what was going on, and that because I'm off on Mondays, I'm just gonna make y'all spend Mondays with me every Monday. I'm sorry. You subscribed. This is what you subscribed for, right? So I want to start vlogging every Monday. This video I'm about to wrap up because it's a little bit later in the day and I need to finish meal prepping. But I wanted to spend this time with you guys to tell you everything's okay. Everything's okay. So the video that's actually going up today is my budget video, so you'll see how my budget is looking. I love you and I appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, beautiful.